Thank you, Wilf. And yeah, 1979, I stood right here in this room, and Don Smaltz was the president. Don Fuhrer was my partner working out of BC Hockey, and Don was never the president to me of BC Hockey. He was my coach. He coached me when I played here in Penticton. We won the provincial midget championship, and he called me after I stepped down a few months ago as president of Hockey Canada, and brought back a lot of memories. And it's just so neat to be here today. Barry called, I think maybe in January or so, to see if I could make this date, and I put it down. And then in March I said, well, I'm stepping down from Hockey Canada and I'm going to be retired, so I'll be in Penticton now, not doing any work. Well, that's changed quickly too. Being introduced as the vice chair for Oilers Sport and Entertainment that happened just a week ago is going to be a huge challenge. We're going to change the face of Edmonton. We're going to have, without a question, the best hockey rink in the world. But that's just going to be the start of it. You're going to see some huge announcements in the next 3 weeks in Edmonton, what we're going to do with sports franchises. And we want that to really have an impact on sport in this country. But when I go back to 1979, working with Don, and the first person I hired was Bill Enos. And I said to Bill, how do we get to know this province? And I said, you have a truck. And Bill, we're going to go around and try to meet with every minor hockey president and every coach in this province. So we filled Bill's truck up with coaching manuals and administration manuals and referee manuals, and off we went. 25 days into the trip, and I think 50 or 60 minor hockey associations, Bill said, Bob, you've gone nuts. It's time to get you home, and away we went. But you know what, Bill? That was the philosophy we started. You had to get to know people. You had to make sure that you reached out to people in this province so that they would phone you. And I look at Jim Weicker. He was part of the coaching program in those days. Larry Hayes, so many people that are still here today. It's about communication, and how do you communicate with the volunteers. In March, I had the opportunity to go back to the BC Hockey office, and wow, has that changed since I left. And the one thing that I was so impressed with, we did sort of a hot stove with questions and answers from the staff to myself, and we also had our other senior staff there were in for Hockey Canada meetings, was the quality of person that you have working in your office, and how they cared about the game, the questions they asked about the philosophy on the national level, and really wanting to make a difference. And when I sit here and look at all the volunteers out there, you know what? There's more and more staff people in sport today. You have an excellent staff in your Victoria office. Use them. They know that the lifeblood of hockey in this province is the volunteer. I can tell that within an hour and a half sitting and talking to those individuals. So use those people. All they're going to do is support you in all your decision making. And as you move forward, Al, Mike, I love you both. Al, you were a district director in the north when I started as the projects coordinator here. You've done an unbelievable job in governance. Mike, you are the person that pushed it through on the national level, and there's a new governance in Hockey Canada, but damn, I'm tired of it. I'm happy this is the last time I'm going to hear about it. And good luck, you only got 1 year left. But it's something you have to do. You really have to do it, And as you do all of that, I look at Bill Enos and Barry and all the key people on your operational side. Make sure that you look at how you can get the best people involved. I'm a big believer in make sure that you get the best people. If we're picking our national junior team coaches or our women's Olympic team, there's a lot of people that are saying, hey, take care of our turf, take care of our province. You know what? If you start to think that way, you never win. and you never get the job done. I know it's tough. I've sat through these meetings for years and years. Put the players first, put the coaches first, put the game first. You'll end up with the right people, and if the right people are there, challenge them to make the right decisions for the game. You know, that's something that is tough to let go, but you have to do that. And when you look at families today, families are different in Canada than they were 15 years ago. 15 years ago, every young boy and then girl used to get skates under the Christmas tree. When you look at the families today, they've changed. You have to look at how we introduce hockey differently. Sports schools are here. You've got a lot in this province. Control them, but they're here. They're going to start going everywhere across this country. And when you look at new Canadians, how do you introduce them to the game? We've talked about the Bauer program. It's going to be an unbelievable program. I'm very fortunate. I've sat on the Bauer board for 2 years. We have Mark Messier and Mary Kay Messier that's going to lead this program. And it's going to be talking about how you get new Canadians, underprivileged kids in the game. That's what you should be thinking about in minor hockey. And one thing is very, very clear. You can't have kids from people that have just moved into this country and expect them to register in September and play till April. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I can tell you that. You have to find a way that you have 6-week programs, maybe 3 seasons. You have to change how you register. That doesn't mean you have to change for everyone, but you're going to have to change to get them involved. The elite player, like it or not, are going to be engaged in hockey 12 months of the year. They are going to be engaged in hockey. It doesn't mean that they have to be on the ice for 12 months of the year, but they're going to be engaged. Why? Because every player that's drafted from Canada plays 12 months of the year, and they're being influenced. So we have to think about how do we get those elite players to play soccer, to play baseball, to have other activities. Maybe hockey should be working with those other sports to make that happen. But they're going to hang around with the elite players in their area. That's a given, and that's going to be there for a long time. You might not like to hear that, but I can tell you we've done surveys with our under-17 program, under-18 program, under-20 program for the last 7 years, and it's 100% that play. We used to have Joe Nieuwendyk, Wayne Gretzky. They play for 8 months. That's not there now. But there is a way to make sure that we try to balance their life, and that's our job. Your job as minor hockey people is to try to find a way that that's going to work. But if you go against the high-performance player that wants to play, they're going to play outside your system. And we're seeing that happen in spring and summer hockey. And the further you go that way, the further you're going to push them away. And the same with the new Canadians coming in. They want to try the game. They want to be Canadians, but you can't force them into the way that we've always done it. We have to change. And that's what we've talked about. Change is very important for us to look at. And as Mike Bruni, you have to be nimble. We have to be nimble, and we have to change things quickly. I go back to the Bauer program. It's going to be great. The other thing that we have coming with Hockey Canada is we have the 100th anniversary. And I don't know, Barry, if you've talked a lot to your members about the 100th anniversary. There's going to be about $5 million spent from Hockey Canada this year on the 100th anniversary. It is going to be these big trucks that are going to go across. They're going to open up into half a football field, into promoting the game of hockey. They're going to be looking at all the skills and drills, coaching manuals, all of that. They're going to be in 100 cities from 1 day to 7 days, and it's going to happen for an entire year. And all of that, their main goal is to really push down all the development programs that you have here in your province and other branches across this country, and try to get kids interested in the game of hockey. So it's just going to be an excellent, excellent opportunity for you. I was going to sit here and say a heck of a lot more, but Wilf has said one thing that was very clear, and I caught that message early. As soon as he walks outside this door, the beer gets opened, the food gets served. But I just want to say it's been an honor. It's been a privilege to work with BC Hockey. It started right here in 1979, and I can tell you that when I look at doing the programs, Bill, I don't know how many coaching clinics we used to do a year, but it was pretty well every weekend from level 1, 2, or 3. And I can still say that it was one of my most enjoyable moments working in BC Hockey, and then on to the Hockey Canada and working for Murray Costello, and then the last number of years being the president. And, you know, I was fortunate to always be up in front of everyone when we win double gold in Salt Lake City, double gold in Vancouver, double gold in Sochi. But really what I was doing, I was representing all the volunteers and all the people that have so much passion for the game. And BC's my home, Penticton's my home. Thank you.